Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Camille and today I'm going to be doing the December 2019 reading for the sign of Libra. So, you guys don't currently have anything or any planets in your sign, but you do have other planetary movement that will be affecting you guys. I'll talk a little bit about that as I get into the reading a little later. So before I did you guys this reading, I was meditating on your energy and I got an image of somebody flying a kite. Like a kite was just floating in the wind, like back and forth, and it was like a really nice sunny windy day, and like I could feel like the breeze on my skin and it felt really good. It was super relaxing. It was just very peaceful, and just watching like the kite float in the air. So maybe that's a message for some of you guys. Maybe you've been needing to have some peace in your life, or maybe you've been needing to get out and get some fresh air or something like that. Do something where, you know, you can be in that free-flowing energy. You guys are air signs, so maybe you really do need to get some fresh air. I also saw like it was like a tunnel with some train tracks, and there was just like a train went through it, and there was just like a tunnel, and I have no idea what that means or why it came up. That's the image that came up, so I'm just letting you guys know. I also saw an image of like a it was like a white hallway with all white doors around. Like everything was white, everything was completely white, and there was a whole bunch of doors to choose from. And so I'm not exactly sure what that means either, but maybe you guys know what it means, or you've seen this image or something, or maybe you guys just have a lot of options to choose from right now, or maybe you guys are in an exploratory type of mood in your life where you're wanting to see what kind of options you have. But yeah, well, as we get into the reading, that may make more sense, but let's just go ahead and get into this reading. So I see that some of you guys have been healing from a relationship, because basically you realize that you were putting more in than you were getting out. Like you were contributing to the relationship way more than the other person was. And you just have decided to either end that relationship or straight up pull all the way back from that relationship completely. Like you were just like, I'm going to focus my time and energy on me, and I'm going to love on myself. Because I feel like somebody may have like stabbed you in the back. This could be a love relationship, or it can be a friendship, or whatever kind of ship, you know, but somebody may have stabbed you in the back, or basically you were basically going through a lot of trials in that relationship, a lot of stress, a lot of mental anguish because of how somebody was treating you, or how you were allowing them to treat you. Because if you are giving more than what that's the only reason why really we even feel betrayed, or we feel a lot of times hurt in a relationship, is because you were giving more than what you were getting. And, you know, a quick answer to that is to just take back your energy. Don't give more than what you're getting. And I know that's sometimes hard because you're ruled by Venus, like Taurus, and you're a loving person, and you like to give, and you like to have like peaceful surroundings. You like to have good relationships, but I feel like whatever that was, it just wasn't healthy, and you guys realize that. For some of you, if you walked away from this relationship, you did it like, you just walked away. You were like, you know what? It wasn't no arguing or no fighting, none of this shit. You were just like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit, and I'm leaving. And you just left. But you are healing from it, and you're realizing that you need to put your energy back into you. And some of you are realizing that you need to start putting your energy into what you want to do in life. So it's like you're giving your love to something different. So if you were giving your love to this person and all your time and energy to this person, now you're like, you know what, I can show my love or give what I have to give to other things, like to a creative project or to work or to somebody who really needs it. You're trying to figure out like how you can be of service to other people. And that's going to bring you a lot of wealth. It's like doing something that you love, because this is all about the heart and the heart chakra. So it's like, if I can't put my love and energy into this person or into this relationship, then I can put it into myself. Or I can go volunteer because I love to do that. Or I can teach children because I love to do that. Or dance because I love to do that. Or sing. Or whatever it is that you do that can help other people feel better. You're finding out how to put your time and energy into that, basically. I also see that some of you guys have been and you know what, I meant to mention this. I feel like because you have Chiron in the 7th house, which the 7th house rules long-term relationships, marriages, contracts, like serious, how you come together with other people, serious partnerships, serious friendships, stuff like that. So I feel like, and Chiron is the planet of the wounded healer, so, and it heals deep wounds or wounds that have been there for a long time. So I feel like for some of you, is relationships is a big factor, because you guys rule the 7th house anyway. So this is like a double whammy for you. You're starting to heal all different, the relationship with yourself, with other people, in marriages, contracts, business relationships, things that have been kind of falling apart, basically. Or you maybe didn't know what was going on, but I feel like that stuff is coming to the light and you're starting to heal those types of relationships. And I also feel like because you have, what do you have in the 8th house? Uranus in the 8th house. You guys are going through a lot of transformation when it comes to like the darker aspects of yourself, because 8th house rules death, sex, taxes, and psychology, psychological things, habits, the occult. So basically you guys are really starting to transform in that area. Because I see that for some of you guys, your sexuality has been transforming. Like, I don't know exactly how this is, but it's coming up like you've transformed sexually. So maybe you guys are into something different now, something else that would, because I feel like right now you guys are not sexually satisfied, like with some type of situation, because like your tastes have changed. Basically, what you like, your cup of tea is now like different. You like cream in it now, or you like sugar in it now, or you don't like no sugar at all. And so you guys are starting to realize what you do like and go after that, basically. Yeah, and I just feel like if you don't realize this, or if you've been having a feeling about this lately, it's just basically like you need to, maybe you feel weird about it because what you like is weird, like you like some kinky ass shit, or just something, it's just something that's different from what you're used to. So I just feel like you just need to accept that about you. You like what you like, and you're really not satisfied unless you get what you like, because you know that's just how sex works. You just like what you like and you want to get what you like, and otherwise you're not satisfied. So you guys need to realize this about yourself, and then just, you know, get with somebody who likes what you like or is able to deliver what you like. It's pretty simple. But I feel like some of you guys feel like it's weird. You're like, I don't, this is weird. Like, I shouldn't be liking this, or I don't like it. And it's just like, this is what, you have Uranus in the 8th house, and that's kind of how it's going to be, because Uranus is, eccentric, it's outside of the box, it's different. And the 8th house deals with sex, so it's like you're gonna like some outside of the box, different type of eccentric sexual stuff. Anyway, I also see that some of you guys have I think you've been either going to church more, if you go to church, or attending church at all, or starting to go to classes, like spiritual classes, like self-help classes, health, well-being classes, something where there's a teacher, somebody who's a spiritual leader in some type of way that's teaching you values and how to build stability and basically helping you to learn more knowledge about something. Because I feel like you guys are there and you're learning, you're starting to understand some things. Like if you were seeking knowledge, you're going to gain that knowledge. You have a lot more understanding because of this person or because of this group. And I feel like a lot of you guys are starting to mature just in life in general, but also in your spirituality within yourself. I also see that some of you guys have had something happen recently that was shocking. Like some things ended. Like I said, I do feel like for most of you it's definitely relationships. I also see maybe it could have been a job, could have been like, it was like a sudden abrupt change. You could have lost a job or a relationship or had a falling out with a friend and it ended a friendship, but something happened because basically the foundation was not stable. It was something with a shaky ass foundation. It wasn't going to last and it was just time for it to end. And I feel like whatever this ending was, you guys knew about it, but for whatever reason you didn't want to end it, or the other person or whatever, whoever was involved didn't want to end it. I feel like you guys just knew about it in general. Like, you know when things are not balanced because you guys rule balance. You know when things are off. And then basically like the universe just stepped in and ended that shit. And I feel like it's bringing you guys more peace and balance in your life because that's over with. Like now you get to start over and build another foundation, regardless if it's with that person again or not. But mostly I feel like you guys are happy that it ended. Like maybe it was something that you cared about, but I feel like you're starting to see how much less stress you have in your life, especially like maybe because the person was flying the kite or something, and it's just like, maybe because you're not in this relationship, you have more freedom to do what you want to do. Or maybe because you don't have that job, now you have more freedom to just go be outside and have some fun and enjoy yourself. Or whatever it may be that ended. You have more time to bring peace and tranquility to yourself. And I feel like you guys are appreciating the ending, which is really like, most people don't. So I'm glad that you guys are getting this now. But I feel like you're just seeing the bigger picture. Like, you know what? This wasn't going to last anyway. So I'm glad that it's freeing me up to do whatever it is that I'm ready to do or I want to do. A lot of you guys are completing a cycle in your life where now you're starting to allow yourself to be more of yourself and be more vulnerable. Or you've been like learning how to really manifest and hone in on whatever it is that you want. For some of you, this is like, because it's the end of the year, it's taken this whole year. It's wrapping up a whole cycle for you. But I feel like it's bringing a lot of success to you. I feel like some of you guys are getting the rewards or reaping the rewards, or you have been this whole December from your actions up until now. But it has been a process. I see that if you continue to use your imagination and your creative energy, and continue to have hope and love for yourself and love for other people, even in situations where it's hard, because like I was saying, it's like you've gone through cycles. So like there's been times where things were just difficult as fuck around you. Like your outside surroundings were not so easy to work with, but if you stay if you stayed consistent, you will be reaping the rewards from it now. But if you continue to stay consistent, you will reap the rewards from it in the future. I feel like this is a past thing for most of you guys. Like you had still stuck with whatever it is that you were trying to do through all of this, meaning that you were able to stay strong and stay objective, even though things on the outside were not as favorable as you felt like they should have been or could have been for you. And now you're reaping the rewards from it. Some of you guys, I feel like you might be traveling. You're like taking it to the next level now. So maybe some of you guys got a promotion, or you have the opportunity now to travel to expand your horizons because of this consistency that you've been putting in. Okay, so Libra is not super like a super emotional sign, because you guys are an air sign. You're not ruled by like water. But I think that some of you guys need to start getting back in touch with your emotions. And you need to start getting back in touch with what it is that would make you emotionally satisfied. Because maybe you've just been going through life lately and you've been just going through the motions. Not really super satisfied with anything. Not super excited to see anybody or go any place or do anything. And I feel like now you need to start getting in touch with what would make you very happy. I mean, like super fucking happy, like excited. What type of things, or what type of person, or what type of relationship, or what type of job, or what type of project, what type of things would make you feel that way? Because you need to get back into, oh, okay. So you know what? I just saw this on this card, but who was I talking about with this? Give me 1 second, because I was just talking to another sign about this. It was Cancer. So maybe you guys need to take a look at Cancer's reading. But it was about the frog. I saw a frog and like a lily pad and some lotuses. And I see this in this card as well. Well, I'll go ahead and just show you guys, because it's the Ace of Cups, but it was in reverse. But I just noticed that down there. And I was letting them know that a lotus is something that is basically what I was just telling you before, like whoever was reaping the rewards from that. A lotus is a flower that grows literally underwater. So it grows from the dirt and like, you know, the dirt underwater, and then it keeps growing until eventually it pops up over the water. But it has to go through that. And people are fascinated from lotuses because they grow underwater, because flowers don't usually grow underwater. So it goes up, it grows up past the water, and it's very beautiful. And it never has any dirt or anything on it. It just looks like a regular flower, and it comes and gets the energy from the sun and everything like that. What is it called? Maybe photosynthesis or something. And then every night it goes back down into the water again, and then comes back up again in the morning. So it's like a whole rebirth, regeneration process every single day for the lotus flower. So I feel like some of you guys, you can take a look at, like, Google it or look it up, what a lotus is, what it does, because I feel like that's a message for some of you guys. Because that flower is basically able to adapt and still be beautiful and still thrive in an environment that, like, most things could not thrive in that environment, but it's able to do it, and it does it every day. And I do feel like that's a message for some of you guys, that every single day, even though your environment is not, like I said, as nice as you would like it to be, how can you thrive, and how can you shine your light, and how can you exhibit your beauty and love? How can you give, you know, even through all of this? Because that's where, you know, you will reap the rewards. You will have your harvest from your rewards. But you need to get in touch with whatever it is that would make you, you know, like your what do I want to say? Like, what are your intentions? Your dreams, your goals, your intentions. Why you want something? Why do you want to have something? Or what do you want in the first place? because I feel like the universe is offering it to you, but you haven't been listening, or you haven't been taking the offer. But to take the offer would mean that you would have to know what it is that you want first. I also see that some of you guys need to open up a little bit more about yourself and your life and the things that you have experienced in life, because I feel like you guys have made a lot of progress. And you have stories to tell people that would empower them. You have a message for people that would empower them. Because you've experienced a lot of things that have helped you be empowered. But those things weren't like, oh, I got a lot of money, so now I feel empowered or something like that. Like, no, I was broke as fuck and I figured out a way to become a millionaire from being broke. And that's an empowering story. And I feel like a lot of you guys have some powerful stories to tell to people, and you need to open up and do that, because you can give other people hope and motivation in their life to go after what it is that they want, or just that they can get out of the situation that they're in. I feel like also you can bring balance to other people's lives and their perspectives. You can change your perspective as well. I also see that some of you guys I feel like you're something with your friendships. So what is this about? Maybe some of you guys need to start appreciating some of your friendships. Maybe you need to start reaching out for the people who are really there for you. Because maybe you don't really feel that abundant in friends right now. Because like I said, you have Chiron in the 7th house. I don't know if it rules friendships, but it does rule like close relationships. And close relationships would be friendships, as well as like marriages, partnerships, boyfriend, girlfriend, stuff like that. But I feel like for some of you, you really just need to start appreciating the people who are down for you and who are there for you, because you're realizing, like, you know what, I really don't got a lot of people who's there for me, and this person has always been there for me. So you need to show that person or people some gratitude. And also, I feel like it's like they've been there for you, but for some of you, y'all haven't really been there for them, because you've been going through your own stuff, or for whatever reasons. And I feel like, how available are you for your friends? Because I think that's important. Even when you're not feeling like yourself, even when you're not feeling very abundant or very beautiful or very handsome or very good looking, or because I do feel like this is something for some of you too, your life has just not been feeling like the best. And so you may have a tendency to pull back and detach from your friendships, but you know the people who are there for you, and you know how available or open are you, and how much are you there for them as well. For some of you, I feel like you're realizing that if you haven't been realizing this is what you need to realize. That basically, the number one relationship is the relationship with yourself. How you treat yourself is how you're going to allow other people to treat you. Like your relationship, or even if you want to call it the friendship with yourself, how do you treat yourself? Because you're going to attract that. And I forgot who I was telling. I think I just was telling Virgo that, but you're going to attract that. Like how you feel about yourself, your self-worth, your value, and all of that. Like you attract what you are, and you attract what you think about, and you attract what you believe, but you also attract what you are naturally. So if you feel like you're not abundant, if you feel like you're not wealthy, if you feel like you're not worth things, if you feel like you're not good enough in some way, shape, or form, or some type of lack mentality, you're going to attract that as well. You're going to attract lack, or you're going to attract not good enough. So I feel like some of you guys are realizing I need to feel and think better about myself in order to attract more, and in order to attract what I feel like I really deserve. But first you got to feel like you really deserve it. And I feel like this has something to do with self-love, because self-love is like a process. I'm working on self-love. A lot of people need to work on self-love because people don't really love themselves. They love their things, and they love what they have. They love the stuff, other things, but they really don't love themselves. And since you're ruled by Venus, you know, you're going, if anything, love would be a lesson in this lifetime. So loving yourself, if you don't love yourself a lot, there's some self-love practices. I'll just say this. So some of those practices would be to be grateful for the things that you do like about yourself. Be grateful that you're here anyway. It's like you need to start, you guys need to start writing in a gratitude journal. Write down things that you're grateful for every day. But specifically to write down, because, okay, so this ties into two different things. But it's really all the same thing. Write down things that you're grateful for. When you put out gratitude, whatever you give out is what you get back. That's how the law of attraction works. This is how the universe works. Whatever vibes that you give off, that's what you get back. So if you guys give off not enough and unworthy and all this is what you're going to get back. So if you start writing down in a gratitude journal and really start being grateful for whatever it is that you have, because maybe you don't have money right now, but you do have an abundance of something, an abundance of a gift, an abundance of family around, abundance of something. What can you be grateful for? Thank you for me being able to breathe and having food in my house and clothes on my back. And what can you be grateful for? Because I feel like you guys, if you put out the attitude of gratitude, then the universe is going to deliver things back to you. You put out things to be grateful for, the universe says, oh, things to be grateful for, here you go. You put out things to be not grateful for, or a lack mentality, the universe says, oh, lack mentality. The universe doesn't care about whatever. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad or negative or positive. It just gives you back what you're giving out. So you guys need to start being grateful for things in order to have more things to be grateful for, is what I'm trying to say. To attract more things to be grateful for. And when it comes to yourself, if you don't feel very abundant in whatever it is about yourself, then what can you write down that you are grateful for about yourself? What can you find that you like about yourself? Because you need to start paying attention to that. It's really like not focusing on things that you don't have. It's focusing on what you do have in order to attract more of it. Okay, I also see that some of you guys, yeah, I just feel like some of you guys may be feeling like you're a little bit down on your luck right now, or you're just going through a tough cycle right now. And I feel like, again, you know, you need to stay calm in this situation, because you're going to be able to prevail through it. But, you know, basically things aren't working out. And if you're freaking out, it doesn't help. How did that ever help somebody freaking out when there was a situation, when there was like an emergency situation or anything? Like, that does not help. Basically worrying and being stressed out, even when there's things to be stressed or worried about, does not help, because like I said, the energy you give off is the energy you're going to get back. So if you can start to remain calm, and I know that's way easier said than done, but it's starting to remain calm and having that inner peace and inner knowing that, you know, things are going to change. Nothing ever stays the same. Like I said, we go through different cycles. To just remember, like, this is just something, this is just a cycle that I'm going through. It's going to change. To keep that peace within inside of you. And keep your integrity about you. And keep working at whatever it is that you're working at. Because things are going to change. But you are going to need to do that. Because I feel like some of you guys are just stressed out, worrying, freaking out, and doing all this stuff that's just not going to help you. It's never helped anybody. Worrying never helped anybody. It's literally just adding on to whatever it is that you're stressed out about. Because I got this from Wayne Dyer. I like to listen to him. And maybe you guys should take a listen to him, because he's like an awesome, to me, motivational speaker. He's called like the father of motivation. but I really like to listen to him because he just makes good points. And he was basically saying that why would you worry about, if you had control over a situation, then why would you worry about it? You wouldn't worry, right? Because you have control. You can do something to change that situation. So, if, that's just like, if something was happening, maybe a fire was happening in your house, a small one, and you're like, oh, I know what to do. You're not freaking out. You're just like, okay, I'm just going to get this flour and pour it on there. You don't freak out because you have control over the situation. So that's what it is. Why would you worry about it? And if there was a situation happening outside of your control and you couldn't do anything about it, why would you worry about it? There's nothing you could do about it. So he's basically saying that pretty much covers everything, because you wouldn't worry about stuff that you have control over, and you wouldn't worry about something that you don't have control over because you don't have control over it. You can't do nothing about it, so why would you worry about it? All you can do is keep moving forward. So I feel like that's a message for some of you guys, because you've been worrying a little bit too much about stuff, and it's just like, if you got control over it, there's no need to worry. And if you don't have control over it, then there's no need to worry, because you don't have control over it. There's just certain things that happen in life that you cannot control. But you always can control yourself. And that's the point. You have the power to control yourself. And if you can stay calm in situations that are not the calmest, the universe will see and feel that energy from you and deliver that right back to you. I also see that for some of you guys, this specifically has something to do with your career. Like, you feel like there's just a cycle you're going through. Like I said, maybe you lost a job or something, or you're in a transition stage. There's changes happening on the outside, like I said, that you may not too much care for. But if you can remain calm, and if you can keep your composure and keep your integrity about yourself, which means that, like, you don't lie and cheat and do whatever just to get what you want because you're in a situation that you don't like. Be honest with yourself, be honest with other people, and don't cheat or don't steal nothing to try to, like, flip things around. Just be honest and work efficiently. So, like, work smarter, not harder, because that could be stressing you out as well. And you guys are air signs, so you're pretty smart with thinking of ideas or thinking of ways to be more efficient in your life. But if you can do those three things, that can really just turn this situation all the way around. I feel like some of you guys just feel left out in the cold because somebody may have broken up with you, like I said, or you lost a job. You just feel like, what is going on? Or you just feel like there's change happening. That's basically what it comes down to. There's change happening, and specifically, I feel like something happened to you from some kind of outside source, like a person or a business or something. And this change is kind of inevitable because it's, the universe is trying to point you in a different direction. So whatever did happen, I feel like even though it's very hard to do this, you guys need to forgive somebody or something. You need to realize that, like, the person was just doing what they thought was best. Because I was talking to, I think, the last Virgo about forgiveness, and I was basically saying how, like, if you don't forgive, like, whoever is not forgiving holds that energy within inside of them. And energy is always just energy. We have energy all the time. We're always shifting our energy, but it never goes away from us. We're always energy. So if you have the energy of hate or sadness or madness or whatever, like, you need to transmute that energy into something else, because when you hold that energy inside of you for a long time, that's how things like cancer and very serious diseases, it's quite literal, like, it will manifest in a part of your body that has something to do with you not forgiving the person or the people. And you don't want that, right? So I feel like it's time for you guys to let go. There's change happening, and maybe you feel like you're blaming other people because of it, but it's really just like, it just was going to happen. Because I feel like you guys, it's going to get better, but it's just a time happening right now. And also, I feel like for some of you guys, you need to forgive yourself. What is there something called honum? There's like I know that sounds weird, but if you look it up, it's like HONOPOPOPO. You just look it up, and it's basically a forgiveness thing, and it's forgiving yourself and it's forgiving other people. And I feel like you guys need to listen to that. And it's basically saying like, I love you, I'm sorry, and thank you, and I forgive you. Like those 4 things. You guys got to look it up, but I feel like it's very important for you guys to heal right now, to do that meditation, because I feel like you guys need to forgive yourself for what's going on. And if you really realize that, like, you put yourself in predicaments because nobody's living your life but you. Yes, outside things happen, but if you have been having all of this lack mentality, eventually it's going to catch up to you and manifest in your reality. And so, like, it's about forgiving yourself for even allowing yourself to feel and think like anything less than what you really are. And aspiring to be better. Because, like, I feel like you guys do have the opportunity to be prosperous, but I feel like you have been a long time been thinking in lack mentality, or why has this been happening to me, instead of why has this been happening for me. And a lot of times it's just happening for you just to get you to realize that how this thing works, how energy works, how life works. There's lessons that you have to learn, but things aren't happening to you, it's happening for you. Okay, so I also see that some of you guys are doing pretty well right now. Like, I feel like you're living in a kind of harmonious type of situation. Like, your money is good, your finances are good, you look good, you feel good, your house is good, everything is good. And you guys have been focused on bettering yourself. I feel like you've been taking care of yourself as well. Not just bettering yourself, like really taking care of yourself. Saying positive affirmations, mentally taking care of yourself, physically taking care of yourself. Really just because, you know, Taurus and Libra are self-care signs. We really care for a lot of people outside of us, but we take care of ourselves very well too. We make sure that we look nice and we smell nice and we feel nice, and everything to do with all of the senses, since we're ruled by Venus. And I feel like a lot of you guys have been doing that. You've been focused on yourself, which is good. Maybe some of you guys, I don't know why I feel the need to say this, but some of you guys, you've been too self-focused, like a little self-centered, and maybe you guys need to be a little bit more humble because you've been having like a little big head. You're like, I got everything I want and everything I need, and like you're getting a little like conceited and a little out, you know, whatever. There's nothing wrong with looking good and feeling good and acknowledging that about yourself. But when that's all the fuck that you give up, like when that's all you give a fuck about and that's all the fuck you talk about and all you focus on, is like, okay, well, what about other people? Because we're not just here to be like, you know, little self. There's a lot of people out here who are very selfish or whatever, and a lot of people are like that in general. But I feel like the universe is like trying to let you know, like, okay, well, you got all these things and stuff, and that's nice, but you know, you need to remember that you are human, and you need to remember that you can also help other people and don't have to be so focused on yourself. Like, create the balance in between focus on you and focus on other people, basically. I also see that some of you guys need to let go of the past. So this means past things that used to make you happy. So that home used to make you happy, or that car used to make you happy, or this job used to make you happy, or this person used to make you happy, or these friendships used to make you happy. But certain things that used to make you happy that do not make you happy anymore. That's the point. So it's time for you guys to release that and create balance in your life again. I feel like you guys are going to know, the universe has been sending you signs about things. So whatever it is that you guys need to get rid of, I feel like you guys have been getting signs of this. Maybe you guys have been seeing the number 6 a lot. like 666 or 66 or something with sixes. Or it could be a different number too. But I feel like you guys have been getting synchronicities. Because, you know, if you're holding on to things from the past, then you can't allow things for now and things for the future. Yeah, there just needs to be a whole like renewal of you guys' energy as far as letting go of things from the past. Like clear that out. And because it's like if you clear it out, it's room for so much new. And it may feel like, okay, you don't have shit no more because you cleared so much shit out. But it's like, then if you can change your perspective to think like this, like, oh my gosh, there's so much room for me to have all these new things that I love and like, and that will make me so satisfied, versus, oh man, I don't have none of the stuff I used to have before. Like, you know, because I feel like some of you guys are feeling that way, and it's really about your perspective. It's about being here in the present now, because now creates things for now and the future. But the past don't do shit for nobody, because I mean, it's as far as like, yeah, learning lessons from the past and stuff like that, but it doesn't do anything for here and right now. Only you can create what you want to create right now. You can't create from the past. The past already happened. I feel like you guys are you're ready to build like something. You're ready to start creative projects. You're ready to go after what you're passionate about. I feel like this has a lot to do with your passions. Like do something creative, start a business, go after what you're passionate about, do something, learn a new skill. I don't know what it is specifically, but it's like you're ready to go after those things that will be fruitful for you to go after because you're passionate about it. You have a lot of confidence and you have a lot of knowledge because you've tried things. Because knowledge is really gained through experience. You can learn knowledge, you can learn and have wisdom from books and what people tell you and stuff like that, but the best knowledge that you gain is through experience. And I feel like some of you have had a lot of experience, because when you try things, you build your confidence. Every time you try something, every time you accomplish something, you build up your confidence more and more. And I feel like that's how you guys are, and you've been building like inner security within yourself. And I feel like if that's not how you are, then that's how you need to start being, because you haven't been trying to do stuff. You know, you don't want to take no risk because you feel like you will fail, but that's okay, because then you learn things. And then, like I said, it builds your confidence to keep wanting to try to do things, because you know you can accomplish things, because you know that you fell down, but you're able to get back up. Because people think like, what if I fail or I fall down, like that's the end of it, I'm gonna die, that's the world's over with. Like, no, you'll be okay. It's okay if you fail, and you could try it again, or you could just try something different, because then you know, I don't really want to do that. I would like to do something else, because that really isn't my cup of tea. But either way, it's like you build the inner security and confidence and your ability to basically be brave and bold, and your ability to shine your light and your willpower and try new things. So yeah, anyway, I also see that some of you guys have been feeling like you haven't been getting back what you've been putting out. So specifically, this could be whatever, relationship or work. Something that you feel like is valuable, that you've been working on for a while, and you are seeing some kind of results, but you don't feel like you've been getting the results that you've been wanting. I specifically do see this for work or a business or a creative endeavor, because you've just been like, this is really not what I thought I would be doing better in this, and I'm not. And so you guys need to start being more inventive, like being more creative, thinking of outside of the box ideas to help you in this area. Like I said, you have Uranus in the 8th house, but the 8th house also rules other people's money. So maybe if you had have a business or work or something like that, and basically you haven't been getting the kind of money or recognition that you've been wanting, you need to start thinking of different ways to get done what you want to get done, because it's not working. Because I feel like if you can like get outside of your comfort zone and step outside the box, like you actually can receive the recognition and the money and the whatever it is that you're seeking that you don't feel like you have. Specifically, I see if this is a business, that's what you need to do. Switch up how you do things, because people are going to see that. They're going to like that. And I feel like you're going to basically bring in more business because of it. I also see that some of you guys have, I think you've been realizing that you just have what you need to get done, what you need to get done. You're able to manifest very easily right now. You take risks. You don't mind being bold and putting yourself out there, because you know you have everything you need to get done what you want to get done. If that's not how you feel, then I feel like this is pretty much for you. Like, at any given time, the universe is never, or God, whatever you believe in, like, doesn't just leave you alone. Like, all right, well, here you go fend for yourself. Like, you know, figure it out. But like, that's not how it works. It's like we always have the universe, and it always has our back. And if you're trying to get something done, if you're trying to manifest something, it's just a matter of wanting it, and then believing that you can have it, and then allowing it to come. Or wanting it, believing that you can have it, taking any kind of action or steps that you need to take to make it happen, and then allowing it to come. Because I feel like some of you guys just need a little bit of encouragement to know, like, you are able to manifest. Everybody is able to manifest. Like, we all have power to do this. We all have infinite power. Whatever you give out is what you get back. Everybody has that. Nobody's exempt from these universal rules. And I also feel like, too, what I was saying was to everybody in the reading that the year 2020 is the year of 4, and 4, like in numerology, deals with like stability and security and perseverance and building solid foundations. You guys can look up what 4 means, because it's more things than that, but pretty much is the gist of 4. Pretty much that's the gist of 4. So this year coming up, you guys can try, you know, it's not about like that you can't be spontaneous or anything like that, but it's just about that whatever you do or whatever you decide to do, you're going to have to stick with it and persevere through it. You're going to have to remember why it is that you want to do it, because we got like quite a few eclipses next year, and we just got a lot of different kind of energy coming this next year. So I do believe that, yeah, there'll be some tests and trials and things that pop up out of nowhere that everybody's going to have to deal with. So it's like, if you can stay through that, you will really be rewarded big time, like at the end of next year, or whenever, you know, you come to a completion of whatever you're trying to start. I also feel that some of you guys, yeah, I just don't feel like you've been living in your truth. Like, you have been doing stuff, but you haven't been really doing what you want to be doing. You haven't been, I don't want to say living a lie, but it's just like, if you, how do I say this? If you know that you are the type of person who, what can I say specifically? You don't like to, you don't like something, like, okay, this is just a really random, like, okay, so say if like you're gay and you don't, nobody knows that you're gay. Like, you're in the closet, or you're whatever. It's like, that's not living in your truth. The truth is that you're gay, and you need to be able to be yourself at all times. Like, so you can tell people that you're gay, and you can openly live your life gay, because that's you living in your truth. And when you're not, that's not living in your truth. So I guess that's the kind of example that I want to give. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is just like your work or something, like your purpose, what you came here to do. Whatever kind of career or work it is that you're supposed to be doing in this world, you're not doing it. You just been taking probably like shit jobs or just doing other type of stuff that really doesn't have, it's not what you really want to be doing. That is living in your truth, what you really want to be doing. Living in your truth is following your heart. Following your heart, you know, and then like taking action on that. Because I feel like it is time for you to take action on your ideas and your thoughts and whatever you believe is true. And I don't mean like just thinking about it no more, like straight up taking action and being objective. Like, I'm doing this for a reason. I'm doing this for a purpose. I'm living this way for a reason. Because there will be a lot of opportunities that come to you if you start being more authentic. If you're being authentic, then the universe can straight up deliver to you what you want. But if you're not living in your truth and you over here doing this thing that you really don't love, like, how can you get what the universe has to offer to you? You're not even over there. You need to be, like, you're over here in California knowing good well you want to be in New York. Your opportunities are in New York and you're still over here in California. Like, that's not going to work out. You cannot get what's due to you if you don't allow yourself to leave from there and go there. I also feel like some of you guys have been, like, you just need to be true to yourself. You don't need to be judging yourself or basing your worth or your value off of what you have. Because, like, what I was talking about, being grateful for what you have, like, you basing it off of your money and your clothes and your cars and your shoes and just everything that you got. And it's just like, who are you? You need to be real. Who you are at your core ain't got shit to do with that. Like, your soul is your soul. We can't take none of that shit with us when we go anyway. And I was telling, I think 2 other signs got that card as well. It's like time to be real with who you really are, because all of that shit don't matter. And even if people see that on the outside, like, they don't know who you really are. There are some people who are out there who can see people for who they really are. Like, they see past all that shit because they have the knowledge and wisdom and they just know. But it's like, you can't base your life off of that. You can't base your self-esteem off of other people's opinion, because it's not called others' esteem. It's called self-esteem. It's located inside of yourself. And it's the most important thing that you should be. It's more important than what anybody else has to think or say about you. I feel like also that some of you guys need to just let go a little bit, like, because I feel like you've been a little bit jaded by some of the things that happened to you, maybe in your relationships or whatever. Yeah, because you guys, I was talking about that 8th house stuff. You guys had got this ecstasy card. And so I just feel like ecstasy is like being taken away by something. Sometimes it's sex, but sometimes it's like other things too. Like allowing somebody to just do something for you. Like a massage. It feels great. Like, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Like, allow somebody to give you a massage and like release that tension, because it's like all this tension has been happening inside of you. But for some of you, yes, it is sex. Like, you know, you need to allow somebody to deliver to you what it is that you want, because you have been transforming sexually. I also see that there has been, some of you guys have spiritual gifts, or you're developing spiritual gifts, and maybe that's a part of living in your truth, because you started to get into like spirituality instead of being in like regular normal, I don't even say regular normal because I don't think it's normal at all exactly, but society I guess would say it's normal, like religious groups. I feel like you guys have been dabbling into some other stuff or wondering about, especially because Uranus in the 8th house. Maybe you want to do tarot, maybe you are just into astrology or something like that, or whatever. But I feel like whatever it is that you've been sort of called to or curious about, now it's time for you to explore for real, because it's been calling you for a reason. People don't just get like, you're interested in something because you have an interest in it. Like, if you weren't interested in it, you wouldn't care about it. You'd be like, no, that's really not for me, you know? So whatever this is, because I feel like you guys may feel like it's weird, but it's like you need to follow it and you need to go with it because it's calling you for a reason. And it will satisfy you. It's like having an itch but not scratching it. You know, you need to see what that's about for a reason. I also feel like because you guys have Saturn and Pluto in your 4th house, that some of you guys are really starting to heal things about yourself that are like generational things, because the 4th house deals with family and home. Some of you guys are starting, this is about relationships. A lot of this is about relationships. Healing relationships in your family, or just severing ties with some people in your family. Either transforming that relationship or letting those relationships go. All different types of relationships, but specifically your family. For some of you, is just things have been happening with your home that have been like kind of crazy, and maybe you had to leave homes or move homes or get a divorce from somebody, or something that's something to do with your home life has been changing. And I feel like that's because Saturn and Pluto has been in there. But Jupiter is also in there now, so I feel like there's some opportunity for expansion, opportunity for some positivity coming in, some optimism in that situation. But I also feel like it has something to do with your lineage, like patterns that's been in your family for a long time, and it's just like time for that stuff to go. It's time for you guys to transform, just be different, you know, like stop doing everything that your grandmother or your grandfather or whatever, they always, it's just like this pattern going on, and it's just time for it to stop, and it's just time for somebody to just change the way that things have been. Maybe it's by your lifestyle, you know, maybe you do something different, maybe you work in a different type of career field or whatever. But I feel like that change is necessary to come into you in your life now, in your family's life as well. Okay, so this reading is getting lengthy as hell, so I gotta pull another card for you guys from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck, because I forgot that I had to pull those cards for you guys. Just to wrap up the reading a little further. So, Spirit Guides and Angels, what information? Ooh, okay. What information do you have for the sign of, okay, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. All right, so you guys got the crown chakra card. So that's like the one up here. I believe that's the 7th chakra. And that chakra deals with neutrality, enlightenment, consciousness, purpose, wisdom, spirituality, unity, and expansiveness. This card says, you no longer need to prove yourself. This is about understanding who you are, what you have created. Ivory allows others into your life. Choose wisely. Okay, so you guys got this card that says rejection. There's like a guy painting, and there's some spirits around him and stuff like that. So this card says, Ivory Tower, they won't use me. The artist is summoned for jury duty, but they won't use him. He doesn't fit their concept of what a juror should be. He paints pictures no one understands. He lives alone. They want somebody who will put himself in the other guy's place, but he will never do that. He doesn't get mixed up with anyone or anything. They honor his They honor his individuality when they invite him, yet when he appears, they reject him by not using him. It says, you do not have to be on the inside track. Be true to yourself and you will not be unhappy. Rejection is spirit's protection. It says, am I working with or against my environment? What is the purpose of my present solitude? This card deals with others' approval, unsupportive environment, working alone, arrival of a teacher. It also deals with protection, exclusion, and development. So yeah, I definitely feel like because your relationships is a big part of things right now. So maybe your social groups or your peer groups, or you haven't been quite fitting in, or you just, it's really just about living in your truth. Even if you don't fit in, even if you like, whatever, it don't matter, because this is like your path. There's a reason why you don't fit in, because first of all, you're meant to stand out, but you're not supposed to be like everybody else. And it doesn't matter that people don't agree with how you're living or who you are or what you're doing. It's just like, you need to stick with that because it's on purpose. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and like the video. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. Check out the description box. I have my email in there if you guys want a personal reading, and my social media information, as well as the donation link if you guys want to donate anything to this channel to help out the betterment of this channel. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So I'm sending you so much love and light, and I hope you guys enjoy your holidays and have a happy new year. Bye.